Hi, and welcome to a low power QR code activated power outlet retrofit in a Strata building case study. This is the case study of Freesia Gardens, which was the ninth Strata building to participate in ARENA's Driving the Nation program. Freesia Gardens had a problem with existing energy theft from common area power outlets by both hybrid vehicles in 2017 and full battery electric vehicles in 2023. Then an early adopter Tesla Model S owner got approval from the Owners Corporation and signed an end user agreement to manually record electricity that was consumed during charging sessions and manually send payments to the Owners Corporation to reimburse the Owners Corporation. The building then used the New South Wales government EV Level 2 backbone infrastructure online tool to get an idea of what the costs could be for retrofitting 51 residential car spots and one visitor spot with a level 2 EV charging backbone. And as you can see, the cost estimate was over $200,000. So with very few EV drivers in the building, it wasn't going to move forward with a level 2 backbone. Now in 2025, Gigacom was the third company to approach the building about installing its internet service provision infrastructure into the building. So the building already had pipe networks or TPG and NBN, and Gigacom connected their fiber to the basement, and they connected that up to the common area power, and then they offered the Owners Corporation two options. Either the Owners Corporation could receive $500 a year for reimbursement for the electricity consumed by the Gigacom equipment, or the Owners Corporation could get a modem, a router, and a Gigacom fast internet account for the house services. And the Strata building decided to take the latter and get the house services account installed. And that was installed in November 2025, and the 2.4 gigahertz signal from that penetrates most of 2 levels of basement car parking. Then ARENA, which is the Australian Renewable Energy Agency, gave a $1.5 million grant to Nox Energy to trial 2,000 low power QR code activated power outlets in Strata buildings across the nation in order to try out this as a different approach for Strata buildings to do EV charging. The first thing that the building did was Nox Energy ran a survey, and 8 respondents from 40 units. 63% of the respondents plan to buy an EV in the next 1 to 2 years, and 75% of those respondents indicated they'd need an EV charger at their individual car space. So Freesia Gardens had 4 existing common area power outlets across 2 levels of basement car park. You can see them in the photos. And one of those common area power outlets happened to be next to an individual car spot where a Tesla Model Y was charging. So the next thing was to come up with a design for QR code activated low power EV charge points at this building. And an idea was to put another QR code activated low power charge point on this brick wall, so it could be used by 2 more visitor spots. That way 4 visitor spots would be able to be serviced by 2 QR code activated power outlets. The Owners Corporation checked that the product was tested to Australian standards. And then they developed the scope of works. So this is the basement one level, and three of the low power QR code activated power outlets were going to go in on that level, and two of the low power QR code activated power outlets were to go in on the basement two, the bottom level of basement car parking. So the owners corporation signed an agreement with Nox Energy, and the Strata manager signed this via an online document signing process. The five initial power outlets are governed by the charge point operator agreement, and then individual lot owners have the right to apply to the owners corporation, and if they're approved, get extra ones put at their individual car spaces, and that would be governed by an end user license agreement. Nox Energy engaged Future Services as the licensed electrical contractor to do the install. Then the owners corporation had to come up with a rate that would be charged to people who use power off these QR code activated power outlets. And the building's got quite a complex tariff with Energy Australia in the Ausgrid area, where it's got seasonal differences. For example, there's no peak rates in the spring or autumn. So the owners corporation decided to get the interval data of the common area meter and do a weighted average throughout all the different rates of the year, and just set a rate at 0.2968 cents per kilowatt hour, including GST, that would apply to any EV charging that's done throughout the entire year. And Nox Energy would take 0.05 cents per kilowatt hour commission. So on the installation day, the important things were to get the Wi-Fi password to Nox Energy, get them access to the building. The Future Services, the electrical contractor, had to determine which circuits the existing four power outlets were on, because there wasn't a single line diagram. Then they replaced the four existing power outlets and installed the fifth one. They had to label each one with which circuit it was connected to. And it took about 3 hours for the team to do the job. Then they tested the charge points were connected to the Wi-Fi, and took the existing EV owner down to the car park to explain the system. So here are the post-installation photos of the five installed Nox Energy intelligent power sockets, or QR code activated power outlets, and they'll be providing between 10 and 16 amp charging to anyone who uses them. So in conclusion, this was a substantially lower cost method of getting some basic EV charging infrastructure into the building. So, the New South Wales government had estimated to do a level 2 EV charging backbone would be at least $200,000, including the cost of the charge points behind 51 car spaces. And if you had to do main switchboard upgrades or capacity upgrades, that could increase to $273,000 to $526,000. Now, the install of these 5 QR code activated charge points cost under $3,000 with the arena subsidy, and enabled 8 car spaces to get going. And that includes 4 shared visitor car parking spaces, which in the future the building could put like bollards and a booking system to kind of manage that once there are more EVs. And the cost to charge for the Tesla Model Y owner who'd been charging at the nearest supercharger in Chatswood was paying 60 to 80 cents per kilowatt hour, and it's 50 to 63% cheaper to charge at the owners corporation rates inside the building. So it's also more convenient to charge inside the building than going outside to charge. So overall, a good result in terms of a low cost method to get a Strata building with some basic EV charging functionality up and running, and it does have some basic load management in terms of timeshare if there's more than one EV owner charging on the same circuit at the same time, then they'll timeshare that throughout the night. So it's a good way to get things up and running quite quickly and avoid large-scale EV charging backbone infrastructure costs. If you're after some more information, you can have a look at these resources here and join our Electrify Strata WhatsApp community, where we've got over 250 Strata electrification enthusiasts discussing solar batteries, EV charging heat pumps, and more. Thank you.